On today's legal brief, I submit to answer some questions, hopefully softball questions, about being a lawyer. Well, my dad was a lawyer, and I remember I was a teacher at the time, and another teacher came to me on a Monday and she said, "Jeremy, I'm going through a divorce. I'm really worried I'm going to lose my kids. Can you talk to your dad about it and see if he can help me?" And I thought, wow, she's asking me to ask my dad if he can help her in the most important time of her life. And I thought, the ability to help someone, that's a very powerful thing, and that's what I want to do. Actually, the most surprising thing I found is that it's not always about the result. Sometimes it's just about giving your client a voice. I remember a few years ago, I took a case to trial. The insurance company had completely denied liability for this accident, and my client said that the accident occurred just the way that she said it happened, and that this had really happened to her and she was feeling the way she was feeling. And I believed her. Unfortunately, the case had a lot of problems to begin with. I was the third lawyer on the case, if that gives you kind of an inkling of what was going on, but there were a lot of witnesses and evidence that were against us. So after 2 years of litigation, we had a 3-day jury trial and we did not get a great result. I remember I put a lot of heart and soul into that case, a lot of work, a lot of time, a lot of energy, and for me, that was devastating. But for me, what was really surprising was that the client was so grateful. Even though we didn't get a great result, afterwards, she thanked me, her family thanked me. She said, "Thank you for giving me a voice. Thank you for giving me my day in court." My advice is to not get old. The legal field is really very adversarial, but don't treat opposing counsel as the enemy. We are all professionals and we're all doing a job. Last year I had a case where opposing counsel flew into town to attend a big hearing on our case, and he was going to Uber to the courthouse and then Uber back to the airport. I said, "Look, let me just pick you up." It wasn't far out of my way. I picked him up, we went to the hearing, we argued our points in front of the judge, and then I dropped him off. By doing that, it really helped with my ability to work with opposing counsel. It helped our ability to get the case resolved, and I think it's important for young lawyers to understand that opposing counsel is not the enemy, but being professional means being able to go in and be aggressive and make all of your points in court, and then be professional and cordial outside of court. Well, this wasn't a case, but I do recall one time I received a phone call from a young man who wanted to sue his parents because he was ugly. And I have to admit, as I was talking to him, I was going through the rules for negligence in my mind, whether it was reasonably foreseeable that 2 ugly parents would have an ugly child, and what was his potential damages against his parents for turning out ugly. But I didn't take the case. Well, nowadays I mostly represent people against insurance companies. I really enjoy protecting my clients from insurance companies. These are companies that have almost unlimited resources to go after my clients. I enjoy leveling the playing field and making sure that my clients have a fighting chance against the Geico, State Farms, and Allstates of the world. That sounds like I'm making a commercial, but it's true. And that's your legal brief for this week. Check back next Monday and we'll talk more about the law and less about me. Promise.